Welcome, this is Planet Mitch from Planet5D.com with another product review. Today we've got the DSLR Solutions.net follow focus unit that we had on the blog the other day. It comes with a little bag, which is kind of cool because you can put it in there and save it for later. It comes with a little instruction kit, which really isn't quite necessary, but it's also quite funny. Because there are some important instructions like use caution when operating heavy machinery, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and that kind of stuff. It's very important. The follow focus itself is a steel ring that you bend a little in. There are, two knobs. Clever marketing term that I've come up with there. It's called a knob. You push it together to slide on your lens. And also in the bag is a tin which holds a couple of Velcro and a couple of pins, which I'll show you how they work in just a second. One important thing is that I'm using the 24-105 from Canon, and in order to get it on the lens, because it's going to fit on the focus ring, in order to get it on, you've got to take off the lens cap, or not the lens cap, the lens hood. This one is a little bit larger than the ones they're currently selling. Aric sent me this one to test with the 24-105 because it has a wider lens focus ring. So it's very simple. It goes right on there, and you release it, and it fits on the focus ring itself. It works better on the ones that are rubber. I've tried the Zeiss today, and it's a more of a hard plastic, and it grips fine, but it's just not quite the same feel. It's not bad, but it seems to feel a little bit better on the rubber focus rings like this one. So you place it on there, and it's going to allow you to use the focus by using that. You can obviously place it wherever you want to place it. Use whichever hand you want to use while you're focusing. With the 24, I ended up pretty much always putting it on the other side with the 24-105. Because, and I'm going to show you the other feature that's in here. In the kit, there is a Velcro strap, and there are some pins that go on the strap for you to indicate where you should focus. And I needed a bigger table to do this. Obviously, we're outside. Now the bugs are biting me. So you take the strap and you wrap it around your lens in an area that, and you want this pretty tight, by the way, so you strap it around there. And so I've put it over the area where the 24-105, there's the zoom ring, and there's focus ring, and then there's the indicators here. And the problem that I have with the 24-105, and I'll show you in a close-up of this, the autofocus switch and the stabilizer switch are kind of raised, and the way that works with the indicators caused a problem, which is why I ended up having it over here on the right, and I'll show you that in just a second. DSLR Solutions.net follow focus comes with a clip-on pointer that attaches right to the ring, which we will use on the lens to indicate focus points. So you want to take that and just sort of snap it right on there at a 90-degree angle, because you're going to want it to point at something. And so I'm going to put it up here because I want the big part of the pointer, or the controller, to help me on the left side of the lens. And so I'm going to now carefully attach it to my focus ring and let that go. And now I have a pointer that I can attach the little clips from the tin. There are 5 in there. And now I'm working outside. There's an ant crawling on my leg. Excuse me, ant. But there's 5 pins in there, so I'm going to take a couple of the pins out. They attach in there via a little small Velcro strip. They have Velcro on the bottom, and so they attach anywhere along here. So you establish a focus point, you put the pointer on the outside of that. Maybe you point right at the pointer. You can do it however you want. I found that they're not like hard stops. They're a little wobbly, so you can't do it without looking. You have to, like a regular follow focus with the white marker, felt marker indicator, you have to be looking at it in order to see where your stops are. You can't just rely on that physical stop. It works sometimes, but it doesn't always work. So you're going to want to be looking at that while you are using the focus. So then you establish your second focus point and you put a pointer there. And so now you have regular indicators as to where you want to start and stop your focus. Those work very well. The problem with the 24-105 is, again, that pointer won't go up over where the two switches are. They're raised up there, so that pointer kind of gets stuck. So with some lenses, now I can slide that back towards the back of the lens if I want, and I can still use the pointers if I'm watching, you know, exact focus points. It just is a little bit of an annoyance to have that there. So I ended up, when I was doing it earlier, I actually took the unit, and now I've got it pointed the wrong way. Well, I'll just attach it. So you, again, slide this anywhere you want along there. It'll be upside down, but that's okay. So I was doing it with my right hand when I had it on the tripod and using those focus indicators this way. Now, in real usage, how smooth is it? Because I've seen a lot of the questions about, since you're physically touching the lens without a normal follow focus as the gear and it's attached to the rail system, how smooth is it? And you look at the samples that I did, the vast majority of them I had no problem. It takes a little tiny bit of learning, and for my particular style, what I ended up doing was just pushing down when I wanted to focus, or pushing up with one finger, and when I reached the end of my focus, when I got to the point where I was wanting my focus to stop, I left my finger on the knob because I didn't want a possibility of a shake. It worked a little better if I left my finger on there. You can hold it with 2 fingers if you want, but that tended to me, for my own usage, to be a little bit more shaky in start and stops. So I was doing it with 1 finger and then leaving my finger there. For a $59 solution, this works really well, surprisingly well. I even used it while I was snapping some stills. I was using it obviously on this side because I grip and shoot with this, but I liked it a little better because I wasn't having to wrap my fingers around the lens. I could just gradually use the focus with this long extension, and it seemed to make things a little bit easier to focus. So I may end up using that for stills as well. And it comes on and off easily enough that I can take it with me. It comes in the bag, and put all that in my camera bag. It's very light and inexpensive, and so there may be times where you want to use this. The last question, I think, is can you hand hold it and shoot video? And obviously I can't do that with this camera because it's an old film body. And there's another ant. But I must be sitting in a bed of ants. Uh-oh. Hand holding and focusing, it's a little bit more awkward because your hand is off of the camera, you're not getting that extra balance that you get with your hand on the camera. So I don't know if you're really going to be able to use it as a focus while you're hand holding video. You may be able to practice with that. That's going to be up to you. But primarily you want this on a very firm tripod so that there isn't any camera shake when you're actually using your fingers to move this. So there you go. Following up this will be a couple of the samples that I shot just a little while ago and practicing with it. It worked very well with not only the 24-105 but the Zeiss that I've been borrowing, and have a look at those, and I think you'll find that it's a pretty good little solution for $59.95. That's DSLRsolutions.net, and that's their follow focus unit. And that's me swatting away a bug while I'm recording a demo.